Hey everybody, how's it going? Aaron Rift here along with good old JM, Jeff Meacham, for part 2 of our look at the Royal Rumble, our top 5 lists. Right now we will be talking about our top 5 surprise entrants as well as the top 5 eliminations in the Royal Rumble. So Jeff is going to read off his top 5 surprise entrants, I'll do mine, and then we will take those two lists and combine them to one final list. So go ahead.
Well, I think we're going to have a situation like we had on the previous installment where your list is going to be the list because mine are kind of weak. I'll admit that. But we'll see how it goes. Number 5, The Big Show, 2001. Here's a guy who went from main eventing pay-per-views to main eventing WrestleMania in 2000 to spending the rest of that year in Ohio Valley Wrestling getting better.
Right.
After main eventing WCW for 4 years, and being the guy for both companies, it was felt that he needed to improve.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, 2001 Rumble comes up, and here comes the Big Show down the aisle, looking better than he did. And he actually had a decent little run in the match, and then the Rock eliminated him, and then he took out the Rock out of ringside for a while. So that was decent. Number 4, Rob Van Dam in 2009. That's personal. And I don't care who likes it. That was so cool to see Rob because, he and I had talked the year before, in 2008, and he was done. He wasn't going back. He was going to do stuff in Europe. He was going to just kind of hang. All of a sudden, there he is. Like, hey! It was cool to see him. It was cool to see him do the one-offs when he would do the one-offs every once in a while and come back. And me, when he went to TNA, I was like, oh, that's not going to happen anymore. But I'm glad he came back to WWE. 3 and 2 kind of go hand in hand because they're the same in 2011. We all sat back and watched as TNA was planning to reform the Main Event Mafia.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we get word from NoDQ.com and their sources in, wherever the hell Rumble was that year, that Kevin Nash and Booker T were both in the city. And here comes Diesel, and here comes Booker in the Rumble. Yeah. We're like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, what happened was somebody actually spotted Kevin Nash at the airport, and that led to a whole big deal where people would post pictures of people at airports every time there's a pay-per-view saying, oh, this guy was spotted. But that was actually true. He was spotted at the airport there.
To the point where how many fucking times last year did we see CM Punk at the airport?
Yeah, CM Punk at the Chicago airport for WWE TLC 2000.
He lives in Chicago, people! Oh my god. So the 3 and 2 are Diesel and Booker. Number 1, though, you're going to hate me, people, but I really don't care. 2008, number 30, John Cena. Nobody on this planet except the people that work for WWE expected John Cena to walk down the aisle of Madison Square Garden, enter the Rumble with a torn pec from 3 months prior, and win the damn thing.
Right.
That was a huge surprise.
Yes, it was.
And for once, Cena pulled over on everybody because everybody just loves to hate Cena, but he was like, haha, I'm in the Rumble.
Whether you loved him or hated him, you were shocked when he showed up.
Yeah, I was legit surprised. And that was at the time where I was starting to really turn a corner and like John. I was like, whoa!
It was funny because he came out and the place went completely nuts, and then maybe a few minutes later, people realized, oh crap, it's John Cena.
Exactly.
And they started booing him.
Yeah, they're popping like shit, the garden explodes, and it's like, oh, wait, it's Cena.
We're supposed to hate him.
We're supposed to hate you. Boo!
Yeah.
You
right.
Fucking idiots.
So, my top 5. My number 5 is kind of personal to me because I was there in person for it, was Goldust coming back at the 2013 Royal Rumble. The pop he got was unbelievable.
Where was that?
Phoenix. I was there.
Oh, that's right. You went to Phoenix that year. That's
right.
I
was in Phoenix for that. That was when The Rock won the title.
I was thinking 99. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
99 was at the pond. Okay.
Yeah. So, Goldust came back. He got a huge ovation. I was shocked at how over he was. And then him and Cody Rhodes going at it.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of Goldust's comeback in WWE. So I really enjoyed that. The 96 Rumble when Jake the Snake made his comeback to WWE after being gone for several years.
Was that a surprise, though?
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Oh, okay.
He came out with the snake and
the new Snake
scared off Jerry Lawler. That was an awesome return.
Which was kind of a little ha-ha that when Andre got eliminated that year because the Snake scared him. That was kind of a little homage, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my number 3, as you mentioned, was Kevin Nash Diesel coming out at the 2011 Rumble. One of the biggest pops, I think, in Kevin Nash's entire career.
No kidding.
And my number 2 is Edge coming back in 2010 when he was hurt.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Edge coming back.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming out with the big beard and
that was nasty.
And winning the Rumble, and then going on to have his final match at WrestleMania, beating. No, that was 2011. Never mind.
That's okay. Yeah,
but still, he did.
He still had a main event match with Jericho that year, and it was a great match.
Yeah, Edge coming back was a huge surprise, and then of course, as you mentioned, John Cena in 2008. And since we both mentioned John Cena as number one, I think that's going to have to be the number one Royal Rumble surprise entrance. So I know that might be unpopular, but you know, these two so-called experts.
When are we ever wanting to be popular? We just do what the fuck we want to do around here.
Yeah,
okay, so Cena's number one. We both mentioned Nash, so that should. Since we both mentioned that should probably be two.
Yeah, Nash's pop was just unreal.
Yeah.
So I would definitely agree on that.
I forgot Edge, but I want to make that on our both together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Edge is 3. What else did you mention?
I mentioned Jake Roberts and Goldust. You mentioned RVD. I want to put RVD in there because that was a really cool entrance. And I remember like everybody selling for him, and he just went on fire.
He did. He had a good Rumble that year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that return.
And then let's see, since you let me have RVD, I'll let you have Goldust because that was cool too.
Okay. So there you have it. John Cena, Kevin Nash, Edge, RVD, and Goldust is the top 5 Royal Rumble surprise entrants.
There you go. And
finally here we have the eliminations. Top 5 eliminations. Go ahead.
Okay. These are no particular order. I was like on my phone going, okay, remember that one. Okay. Drew Carey eliminated himself.
Right, 2001.
Drew Carey came out there and eliminated the Hardys. And then Kane came out, and he was trying to bribe Kane, and Kane smacked the money out of his hand. And had not been for Raven, what about Raven? Drew Carey would have been a dead man. And as Raven and Kane started to fight, Drew Carey's like, yeah, I'm bouncing. And he threw himself over the top rope. It was funnier than hell. Number 4, another self-elimination. Andre. In 89, I want to say it was.
Yeah, with the snake.
With the snake, because Andre eliminated Jake, and then Jake came back with Damien and threw Damien in, and everybody scattered.
Yeah.
But not everybody eliminated himself, but Andre got so freaked out, he stepped over the top rope.
Yeah, that's when they were doing that storyline where he was terrified of
snakes. Right. So he bounced. He was gone. Number 3 is a tie, and I'm going to need help on one of the years here, Aaron.
Okay.
80, let's see.
Why don't you say what it is first?
Hogan and Warlord, I think, was
89.
89, and then Kane and Santino.
Right.
Kane and Santino was like 2009, so 20 years later, but the 2 shortest times in the Rumble in history.
Yeah.
Warlord came in, 2 seconds later, Hogan clotheslined him. And ironically enough, in 92, Hogan and Sid eliminated the Warlord together. Warlord just don't mess with Hogan, Warlord. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
Unless you have Zoogs with you, then you're okay. And then Kane, Santino breaking the record 20 years later with Kane. And I wasn't ready. That was funny. 93, Yoko eliminated Macho Man. That was when I just watched back the other night. And just the sheer stupidity. The absurdity of Savage going for a cover and Yoko just pushing him off over the top rope. It wasn't so much a good elimination, it was a what the fuck elimination. It was just like, oh God.
With all due respect to the now Hall.
The Hall, and you know what? I didn't mention this in the first video. That's awesome. I had tears in my eyes all morning knowing that Randy Savage is a Hall of Famer.
Too bad he didn't have any big Royal Rumble moments.
Well, his biggest one before the Yoko thing was the no-show in 91. Yeah. The Warrior chased him away when he was the Macho King.
So what's your number 1?
Number 1 is Beth Phoenix eliminating the Great Khali.
Oh, with the kiss?
It's the kiss. That was funny. I enjoyed that. I enjoy it to this day. Every time I see it on YouTube or every time I go on WWE for $9.99, I watch that, and it's great. It's funny, and I've been watching them back.
Right. So my top 5, as you mentioned, Warlord and Hogan 1989. That was the original. They tried to recreate with Santino. I still prefer the first one with the Warlord getting eliminated. I thought that was well done. With Santino, was just a little bit too over the top. You know, the Warlord was showboating. He got in the ring, and Hogan just immediately clotheslined. Santino was just a little silly.
Okay.
Number 4 is Brock Lesnar F5ing Matt Hardy out of the ring at the 2003 Rumble onto the World's Greatest Tag Team. I don't know if you remember that one.
I don't remember that at all. He fired him out of the ring?
Yeah, he literally F5'd Matt Hardy out of the ring onto the World's Greatest Tag Team.
Damn.
That was a cool spot.
Okay.
And then from 96, when Shawn Michaels eliminated both Vader and Yokozuna at the same time. I just thought that was a really cool spot right there.
Yes.
And number 2, this, in my opinion, was probably the coolest spot, the coolest bump out of the ring, was from 2005 when Snitsky clotheslined Paul London, and he literally just did a complete flip onto the floor and landed face first.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool looking.
Yes.
And number 1 was, I think the most memorable elimination was Maven eliminating The Undertaker in 2002 at the Rumble. You completely forgot about that one, didn't you?
I did.
And
that's my dad's boy, The Undertaker.
That was a big moment. Undertaker getting eliminated is a huge shock.
It totally made Maven there for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then he was gone. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make it really easy.
This is going to be tough.
No, I'm making it real easy on you because your list is like 10 times better than mine. So I concede. I do. I except for... I like the spot of Beth Phoenix and Khali. I like that.
I do agree.
So... Oh, right here.
Maybe the F5 because you don't remember it.
Yeah. Okay. So
take out that one.
Yeah, take out the F5 and put in Beth Phoenix, Khali, and that's the list. There we go.
Okay, so then the top 5 would be Maven eliminating Undertaker, Snitsky, Paul London, Shawn eliminating Vader and Yokozuna, Beth Phoenix eliminating Khali, and then Warlord eliminating being eliminated by Hogan.
There you go.
So
beautiful.
There you go.
There it is.